Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth.
Hello, happy Monday. I am breaking out like crazy. Behold the breakout. So please ignore the spots on the periphery of my face. This morning I had leg day, and instead of my usual Sainsbury's run, I decided to treat myself and do my groceries this morning at Marks & Spencer. So I wanted to show you what I got at Marks & Spencer. I like going to Marks & Spencer for fruit. I think they have a much broader fruit selection at the Marks & Spencer in Oxford than they do at my local Sainsbury's. Anyway, I'll show you what I got. I got the Times. It's not a fruit. I bought my nephew a Lego magazine. In the UK, there are these kids magazines with activity kits attached to them. Every magazine tells a story, and there's a related like little Lego kit. For my post-workout meal, I picked up the Marks & Spencer version of a sweet and crunchy salad, which has corn, mixed leaves, cabbage, carrots, and red peppers in it. No tomatoes in the Marks & Spencer one. And I picked up some proteins for today. This is hot smoked trout, char grilled chicken, and king prawns. I love how these are already portioned out and it tells you the macros right on the front. Also for my post-workout meal, and I love these so much that I can only buy the mini versions in 2-packs, because if I buy the 6-pack or the large ones, I will just like eat it all in one sitting. But I picked up 2 Melton Mowbray pork pies. I got myself a apple kombucha. I think I've now officially made it through 2 persimmon seasons here. I picked up some baby kiwis. I am also starting to think about things I want to take back to New York with me, especially food-wise and especially for the holiday season. And it's so early, it's only October, but Marks & Spencer has been stocking holiday Christmas food already. So I bought a Genoa cake. And the last thing I picked up was a box of eggs. So this is 15 eggs. So exciting. I got something exciting in the mail. I ordered myself a small postcard size print of a portrait of Mrs. Archibald Little that was taken in Shanghai. The photo was taken by a professional photo studio called the Young Ming and Company in Shanghai. And this is one of 3 portraits that you can order prints of from the National Portrait Gallery of Mrs. Archibald Little. This one coincidentally has Mr. Archibald Little in it. When I was a student at Oxford, I wrote my master's dissertation about Mrs. Archibald Little and the work that she did when she was in China with her husband. Not only was she an early campaigner against foot binding in China, but she was also a prolific writer, and she wrote several books while she was in China and was one of the only English women novelists who traveled to China in the 1800s after the Opium War, usually with their husbands, who were usually merchants or missionaries. But she was one of the only working English women novelists who traveled to China and wrote books while she was living in China. Randomly the other day, I thought I should Google to see if anyone had done any additional work on Mrs. Archibald Little, and turns out a lot has been written about her in the past 20 years. I finished my dissertation in 2002, so that was, gosh, like 19 years ago, almost 20 years ago. And since then, there's been a lot of research done on her work, a lot of PhDs written about her and her body of work and her activism and just her campaigning on the behalf of women's rights. Anyway, when I saw that you could order a print of a portrait of her from the portrait gallery, I decided to just go for it. It was very, very inexpensive. I bought a small print and there were 3 available. I bought the one that was taken by a Shanghai-based company. So Today's post-workout meal is chicken breast and an exciting salad. Good times. Post-workout meal is the standard salad. Today with chicken breast, and then I saw this, a Nestle vanilla flavored, low sugar, high protein yogurt. Great paper. I have been thinking a lot about what the heck I'm going to wear when I go back into an office later in November, and the truth is I have no clue. So this weekend, I'm going to head into London to see a friend who's in town from Amsterdam, who she and I always catch up, like wherever we are. We both travel quite a lot, so it'll be super fun to see her. And then I'm having brunch with another friend on Sunday. But my ulterior motive for going into London this weekend is I think I need to buy a few key pieces for autumn winter. Because the truth is I have not bought any non-workout clothes in probably 2 full years, if not longer. I bought a bunch of clothes right before I moved to Hong Kong because I was fairly certain that I would not be able to fit into the clothes in Hong Kong, which turned out to be only half true. But as soon as the pandemic hit in early 2020 and we stopped having to dress up for meetings or for events, I pretty much just started wearing athleisure all the time, especially because we were working from home half the time and because I had started going to the gym more and more. So yeah, that's one of the things that I've been thinking about a lot, like way more than probably necessary or that I've ever really thought about dressing to go to work ever before in my entire career. Today in post-workout meals, I got some ham and a flavored seltzer, the usual. What's up, you guys? Happy Thursday. I worked out again this morning. This week I had 4 training sessions, and I don't know if you can tell, like my nose is a little bit red. I don't know if it's because I'm a little bit run down from working out 4 times this week, or if it's because yesterday I had this really strong craving for crumpets and bread products. I've sort of tried to avoid wheat because I found that gluten has like an inflammatory effect on my joints in my old age. So yesterday in the afternoon, I went to Marks and Spencer and I bought this really great nut and fruit loaf that they make there. And I also got these giant crumpets they make, and I ate them. And every single time I've eaten wheat or gluten products over the past 6 months since I started to be more conscious about my intake and generally avoiding it during the week, every single time, like, I sleep not super great, like I sleep kind of badly, and I wake up where like my joints feel just like a little bit more inflamed. And I notice this because I've been working out more and lifting weights more, so I feel like my joints a bit more, and I can understand what my body is doing more in terms of recovery. Recovery is just harder for me if I eat bread during the week. So I did that, and I've been run down. So this morning, I feel like my sinuses were a bit inflamed. Of course, I was like super paranoid. And so I did take a COVID test. In England, the government sends packets of free COVID tests to your house, so you can just take them if you feel like you need to. So it came out negative. Thank God. And I really don't have COVID symptoms because it just feels like an allergy. Like my eyes were like a little bit watery, my sinuses were a little bit inflamed, but you can never be too safe. So yeah, so that's what I've been grappling with today. Lots of sneezing, but I think it's calmed down. I have a call in about 2 hours with New York, and in the meantime, I'm going to have a hot drink, some tea. I think this is Darjeeling. It's my Moomin cup. and I'm gonna have a little treat, but it's gonna be a gluten-free treat. I love these biscuits from Marks and Spencer. They're stem ginger snaps, but they are gluten-free. Finished my calls for the day and threw some rice and chicken and green beans in a pot. Oh, it's fogging up. Good morning, you guys. It is Friday and I've been up since 5:30. I don't know, I'm just automatically waking up at 5:30 these days, which is a blessing and a curse. When I get up that early, I can get a lot of things done in the morning, but it also gives me the license to waste quite a lot of time in the morning. Today though, I got right up and I had to answer a bunch of emails from LA, which is funny because when I'm up at 5:30 in the morning, it's still late night for them. So I was emailing people and they were writing back and I was like, oh my God, we all just need to stop working these crazy hours. That's another story. Today, I am mostly doing some work for a project I am working on with my friend Ayre, who owns a branding and communications agency in LA and New York. Since it's Friday, I thought I might go out for lunch. It is really beautiful, but it is definitely soaked outside, so I'm not gonna go far. What's up, guys? I am in London for one night only. I think actually this is the last time I'm going to be in London for a long time. I'm really sad. It's because I'm moving back to New York, but I tried to, kill a bunch of birds with one stone. I have a friend who is flying in from San Francisco. She lives in Amsterdam and she'll be in London for just a couple of days. So I can't wait to see her. And then I thought I would see two of my really, really close friends who also live in London before I leave England. I just checked into my hotel. I am staying at Mama Shelter here in Haggerston, Bethnal Green. It's called Mama Shelter London Shoreditch, but it's not really in Shoreditch. It's a little bit north of the Bethnal Green tube station and just east of where I used to live with my friends when we were fashion students here, which was Haggerston, Hackney-ish. So I'm gonna give you a tour of my medium double room that I really lucked out because I think I got a corner room and it's so much nicer than it looks in photos. When you come into the room is actually way bigger than I expected. A lot of London hotel rooms tend to be quite small, but maybe because this is a little bit east of the center of town, it's quite big. On the right, there is a full-length mirror. Hello. And on the left, there is a bathroom. Now the bathroom here is pretty compact. I wouldn't say small, but definitely compact. There's a shower that is slightly bigger than just, a standing shower. It's probably the size of a very, very, very short bathtub and a very well-lit mirror. Hello. There's a big sink with lots of space to put your stuff. The beauty products are organic. Back in the main room, I actually booked one of the last rooms in the hotel, which was 2 twin beds. When you make the reservation, you can choose whether you want the beds pushed together or whether you want them apart, and I chose pushed together. So there's one kind of big bed. I don't actually know if there's a split in between those, so I don't know. I don't move around too much when I sleep. The room is super cute. There's a mirror behind the bed, which makes the room seem really big. I specifically asked for a quieter room because this hotel also has a large restaurant and bar attached to it, and it is Halloween weekend. So there are a lot of people who are planning to party all night here, and I did not want to be in a room overlooking the bar. I love this little sitting area in the corner. I think it is so practical. It can be a desk, it can be a dining table. There is a console here that has a mini fridge. There is a cute retro style kettle and tea and coffee setup. A basket for laundry. Since it is Halloween weekend, they did leave masks, although I do think they charge for them. On the back it says, "Do you want me?" Mama says, "Come to the shop for 12 pounds." And a Tweety bird mask here. My plan tonight is to meet up with my friend Alexi. We're gonna go for a drink at a pub not far from here that friends of ours from 20 years ago, they still own. And then we're gonna go for dinner in the neighborhood. Hopefully it's not too busy. I did walk past Liverpool Street and Shoreditch High Street earlier today, and it was so busy, and there were already so many drunk people out in the middle of the day, because this area can be a kind of like a party area, and also because it's Halloween weekend. It's a bonus day. It's Sunday and I am still in London, just meeting a friend for lunch. I just had breakfast with my friend India, who flew in from San Francisco but lives in Amsterdam. She's on her way to Dubai, and we were able to catch up. She's only in town for 24 hours, so super lucky. Now I'm just waiting outside of Bistro Tech for my friend Carl.